Yo guys, I'm HP and today we're going to talk about basic Bossa Nova 2. We're going to talk about rhythm guitar patterns, and if you already have seen basic Bossa Nova 1, you already know how we proceed when we want to play Bossa Nova. We first need to check out the so-called clave, which in this case you can hear here. That's the clave, so da 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 da. So 1, 2, and 3 for really simple clave, and now we want to adapt our rhythm guitar patterns to the clave that they fit, and therefore I've prepared a few versions for this, so you can make really simple rhythm guitar, or also a little bit more sophisticated. But we're going to do it step by step. If you missed the first part of this course, check out the link in the description. There you find the link to the first part of the basic Bossa Nova course. If you want to play Bossa Nova, strongly recommended that you have a nylon guitar to get the original vibe, but it of course works with any other guitar, and it's strongly recommended that you play finger picking, but you can also play with a pick. I will do the original with finger picking. So as I said, we have the clave is 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and this is. When you listen to any track, you will hear it. So that's the guiding line to your rhythm guitar patterns you're going to play. And now we're going to check out from a very simple one to a little more sophisticated one, but each builds up on the previous one, so it's quite easy to do. And in this case we're just using two chords, A-7 and D9, and we're just playing a 2-5. But now let's check it out on the close view. The two chords are really simple to grab. A-7, here you make a barre with your ring finger here over the D, G and B string, a middle finger here on the on the low E string. A string is damped, and you play these 4 strings. With a pick you just strum down, or now with the fingers you just grab them like this. Now we want to play this 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. The easiest way you could just play this 1, 2, and 3, and 4, but that's not the way it's done. You have a movement between the bass and the upper part of the chord. So you have, as an example, we started with a very basic figure: 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So 2 times we play the full chord, 1, 2, and on 2 and we just take the bass, 1, 2, and on 3 again the bass, on 3 and the upper part of the chord. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then we change the chord, same pattern again, but now the thumb has moved here to the E string, and the pattern remains pretty much the same. I won't say just the thumb has changed, but the rest is exactly the same. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then you can play this along with the backing track. Sounds already pretty much the way it should sound. Maybe it's a little bit stiff, so we make it a little bit more sophisticated. Now we make a different pattern, but the same clave. We make 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So we start with the bass note, then the upper part, so 1, the upper part of the chord, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Basically the same thing, and just a little bit different. Sounds already a little bit more sophisticated. Yo, now we have a little gap at the end of the bar. So we want to fill this gap, which works because we're playing the clave at the beginning. And then we want to connect to the next chord, and we connect over the open string of the next bass note. So that will be the open A string. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And when you go back to A minor, we take the open E string. And now it starts to sound quite smooth. But still we're serving the same basic clave. Sounds already pretty much cool. You can also mix the three patterns if you want, because you're always following the clave, which works pretty well. Now, Bossa Nova often works with so-called anticipations. What is that? That means that the chord doesn't start on 1 and it gets anticipated on 4. And as an example, so we can do this now. We take the same pattern again now as before. And now, instead of playing the open A string and go then to the next chord, we anticipate the next note already on the 4 and hold it. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. And also we anticipate the A when we go back to A. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. So the bass note starts in 4 and instead of 1, and then it starts to sound quite much. It's how it should sound. And you might have noticed now it's suddenly you have this kind of pull effect in the groove. It's because of the anticipations. It pulls you through the tune, and that's exactly what makes Latin guitar or Latin music really cool. With this anticipation, it pulls you through the tune. That's really cool. Yo guys, that was basic Bossa Nova 2. We are starting to develop rhythm guitar patterns accordingly to the clave, together with the basic technique with finger picking. I mean, if you want to do it with the pick, also works. It's probably not a try now. You can do the same thing, but it doesn't really sound original, but it's up to you. It doesn't mean you cannot do it, but I strongly recommend to do it with finger picking and work on the development of the little variations. They might seem sounding more or less the same, but your ability to make these little variations in the rhythm, in the anticipation, that will make the big difference if you master, well, when you went through the whole course, if you mastered the genre or not, you know. I mean, you can also just play and things happen randomly, that's okay too. But if you really want to become an expert in this or really master the genre, these little random variations and that you have control over these variations will make you a really very good Bossa Nova guitar player. Because, you know, things have to start to flow, and you should have the ability to make these variations while you're playing and while you're doing variations. And that's what this thing or this course is all about, to build up your abilities of doing these variations to understand what you're doing, and therefore I also strongly recommend that you do the rhythm guitar course as well, to just learn how rhythm is written. And I'm not really a fan of theory, honestly, but a guitar player should know how to read and write rhythm, because guitar is a rhythm instrument, and that makes a big difference if you can read or write a rhythm, or you just play by the guts, which is cool too. But at a certain level, you will always reach a threshold which you cannot pass, because you don't know what you're doing. And that's what this is all about. And I wrote everything down for you guys here on paper, as Guitar Pro file as well, for those who have Guitar Pro, and you can practice with this backing track which I produced for you guys, to really start to dive into the genre. If you missed Bossa Nova Guitar 1, first check out that one, then proceed to this one. I recommend that, and then we're pretty much on the path that you master Bossa Nova guitar, and it's really cool genre and enjoyable. Yeah. One more to say, the stuff is available, of course, in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please join that. Please become a premium member in order to download the stuff, or to just support the work which me are doing here for the guitar community. And please share to the world that this guitar community exists. No, that's all. See you guys.